All right, welcome back to Buff-A-Touille. Today we're going to have a wonderful experience making cheesesteaks. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. One of the things we're going to do a little different is our meat selection. Other than that, everything will be fairly traditional. But today I want to talk to you about the meat that we're using. Once again, Costco has delivered on the meat. So this is a Shabu-Shabu meat, and we're going to talk a little bit about this Shabu-Shabu meat. All right, so what is Shabu-Shabu? Well, Shabu-Shabu is actually, it's an onomatopoeia, which means that its name is derived from the sound that it makes. So Shabu-Shabu is a thinly sliced meat and vegetables that's boiled as a hot dish, as a Japanese hot dish. So the sound that it makes actually when the individual pieces of meat go into the water is a swish, swish sound, which is apparently the term that shabu-shabu is. So you may not see this dish or this meat available. That's fine. The key here is Costco has done a lot of the work for us once again by thinly slicing the meat. And that's really the key here, to get a nice marbleized meat that's very thinly sliced, that we're actually going to cut up even more. So if you have a Costco near you, go grab some shabu-shabu. If you don't, ask your butcher to cut you some steaks up. All right, now that you know everything that you need to know about shabu-shabu meat, one of the tips here for today, as always, whenever we're cutting up meat into small pieces, it works so much better when you freeze it first. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take this meat, we are going to place it in the freezer for about half an hour or so, get it close to freezing, and then we will cut some up. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so now we're back. I just want to say that when I explain the shabu-shabu, it's actually a hot pot dish. I kept saying hot dish, hot pot dish. All right, so here's the beautiful thing of this package. There is so much meat in here, 3.5 pounds. I usually only use about half of it for these cheesesteaks, and there will be plenty of meat left over. The other half I like to save and use for fajitas. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll cut into this. I just want to thank my brother for this knife. We can see here it's really thinly sliced. Really thinly sliced as it is. So I'll grab a stack of them, several inches, and then we're going to cut them up really thin again. These will cut really fast now that they're nice and cold. Nice sharp knife. So a typical piece, we got pretty small pieces here. And that's the key here. We want to get them nice thin pieces. We can see here, it's just small little strips. And that's the beautiful thing of the shabu-shabu is it is so thinly sliced. Now, I'm not going to worry about breaking this apart now, because once I throw it in the frying pan and it starts to cook, it will automatically pull apart nicely. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut half of this, we'll put the other half away. And then after that, we'll go ahead and cut up our veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up, and we'll see you in a minute when I'm done. All right, so now that we got this cut up, we're going to cut up our onions. I like to use a Vidalia onion or a sweet onion or a yellow onion. We're going to do a large one of these. We'll do 1 to 2 bell peppers. And then we're going to saute these, get them nice caramelized. And then we'll throw the meat in with them. We'll season them up. And then we're almost done. This is a really quick process. All right, so here we go. You can see we got our peppers cut up. That's 1 red bell pepper and 1 sweet onion. So we got the pan preheated here. This is a Ninja pan. We'll put in some avocado oil to start off with. I like to use avocado oil. It's a high heat oil. So throw that in. And I have a half teaspoon of garlic. Let's go ahead and throw these onions in. Peppers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stir these up until they're nice and yellow. Once we get them the way we want them, then we're going to go ahead and remove them, put them on our little plate, and we're going to put them back in a little bit later. So now we got the meat on. We're going to stir it up, and we're just going to keep stirring it here until it's nice and brown. Keep your heat on high.
Hi, Chloe.
All right, so it's been cooking for a little while. Here you can see some of the pieces are really starting to come together. Some come apart, some are not. So I haven't seasoned it yet. You've probably noticed that. Today we're putting in some salt, pepper, garlic. You really don't have to do a whole lot of seasoning for these because of how it all works together in the end. But we're going to go ahead and season this up for round one. And I like to put a lot of seasoning in, as you've probably observed in the past, because it feels like everyone adds more, likes a little extra seasoning afterwards anyways. I think a lot of it washes out into the juice. So we're getting close. So if you're making this at home, you want to get your Cheez Whiz ready. Cheez Whiz is a traditional way to have this. You know, you can also have provolone, but do it the right way. Have the Cheez Whiz. If you don't have that, maybe a white American, but you'll want to heat that up because you'll want to pour it on. All right, now it's time to marry these two back together. And then we're going to simmer them together for about another 5 to 10 minutes.
That was delicious, Father.
Well, the dog gave it a 10 out of 10.
Way to go, Chloe. Would you like some more? All right, so now the moment has come. You can see here you saw we made this. I just heated up a cup of Cheez Whiz. Got a roll here, jumbo roll. Don't use hot dog buns. Use something bigger. Biggest you can find. We're gonna go ahead and take a nice scooping here. If we build this right, we won't be able to eat it like a sandwich anyways. We'll probably eat it with a fork and knife. But we'll just start it out here. Some basic items. Go ahead and put on our Cheez Whiz. I have a knife. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We will fold that up. I'm gonna cut it in half. All right, so here we go. You can see how delicious that looks, how easy it was to make. We're going for it. Once again, we delivered another Buff-A-Touille experience.